Young Dre, this is the future you. Take a look at you because this is what you look like in the future. Bam. Get used to this handsome face on your screen because this is what you look like. All right, so hopefully this message finds you in some multiverse, preferably around when you're like in middle school ish, around that time, because if you take heed to this advice, not only will it help you out, but it will help me out. All right, and we can use some help right now. We're not doing bad, but we can use some help. All right, so what's the advice I have for you today? The advice that I have for you today is the following: school is a tool. Let me say that again. School is a tool. Think of it as a hammer. All right? School is not the solution, it is a tool. Let me keep hammering this in on you. School is not the solution, it's a tool. So what do I mean by that? Exactly what I said. There's no hidden message, there's no ambiguity to it. It's just it is what it is. School is a tool, right? Like so many times I hear people talking about, well, I need to go back to school to do this. I'm going to school so I can do this. I'm going to school so I can do that. When in reality, like a lot of times people might not even need school. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm not anti-school all the way. Like there's a certain level of education that you need in this country to like function, right? Like you gotta be able to like know your ABCs, and you gotta be able to like read and count and do math, and that's really about it, you know. Um, but you know what I'm saying, they're gonna teach you more stuff, of course, in high school or whatever. And then here's the thing: if someone's paying for your education, then by all means go do it. Just go ahead and do it, you know. But I wouldn't, past a certain level, I wouldn't pay for education. It's just not worth it. Let me run some numbers for you, all right? This version of you, you went to college, undergrad. You know, I was a super senior. I did 5 years, and I think I think after my sophomore year, I had to pay for school, right? So I had to go take out a loan, and um, when I got out of school, my average loan payment was about $450 a month, right? So let's just go ahead and round up to 500, right? So 500 times 12 months in the year, that's 6,000 grand. That's 6 grand, $6,000, and then $6,000 times about 14 years, which is the amount of time we've been out of school. That's like 82 grand, 82,000. Nigga, that's house money. Like there goes your house down payment right there, you know? So in addition to that, and like your savings or whatever, which is a whole nother topic, we could have easily had house money. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to the topic on hand. The topic on hand is using school as a tool, you know? So in life, like we're taught not to really focus on what it is we want. Like we're taught to just fall in line, and the lucky ones are the ones that find what they like doing at a young age to a point to where they can like go make money off it, you know? But we're not really taught to seek out what it is we like to do. It's like school is like this, I don't know, I view it like this, like daycare for people of all ages, to where if you can't find what you like doing in life, you know, here's this buffet you can pick from, you know, to get in line and become like the cattle of human society, you know, where you just graze on the green, like the money. And then when you get fat and lazy enough, you know, when you get older, they're gonna send you to the slaughterhouse. That's my view of the world. But um, use school as a tool, man. Like my thing is this, right? Find like what it is you like doing, and then before or when you go to school and when you're looking at taking out loans, look at how school is going to help you do what it is you've already figured out that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Use it as like a hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, if somebody knows that they want to build a car, they know what it looks like. They know, like, they have the schematics all drawn up. They did all the aerodynamic tests. They know exactly what they want their car to look like. They know all the mechanical details and everything about that car, right? And then when they get a hammer, or not a hammer, they're gonna get a tool to help them finish making that car, right? Or they're gonna get a tool or tools to help them make that car, right? But you don't see people go out and get a tool and say, man, what kind of car can I build with this tool? Or I have all these tools in this pile. What kind of car can I build with this tool? I'm fucking my words up. Like, you don't see people with like a whole pile of tools and you don't hear them say, oh man, what kind of car can I build with all these tools? That's stupid, right? Because you have no clue, right? That's kind of what you're doing with school, right? It's like you have no clue what it is you want to do in life, but yeah, you're going to learn all this shit and then you're going to try to figure out what you're going to do with it. That's a recipe for disaster, man. Or not even disaster. It's just a recipe for wasting time, you know? Begin with the end in mind, right? You have to know where you want to go. And sadly enough, a lot of us aren't trained to think that far down the road, right? Or a lot of us aren't trained to even think and focus on what it is we like to do and how what we do is going to contribute to society, you know? So, like I said, man, school is a tool, man. Just, it is not the solution. I was like, you're being taught right now that school is the solution, you know? It's always, don't be, or what is it? They got like a little saying or whatever. It's don't be a fool, stay in school. Well, if you stay in school with no end in mind and not really focusing on what you're really trying to do in life, you a fool in school, right? And I know this is going to be unpopular amongst a lot of people because they treat school like religion. It's like, oh, how dare you talk about education? How dare you talk about education? Like, they talk about like school like it's Jesus, you know, but at the end of the day, school is an implementation of education. Like, education is the process of learning. School is a means by which you can obtain knowledge, but in a lot of cases you're not doing that, right? In school, it's about, hey, I'm going to teach you these classes. I'm going to teach you how to pass this test. Get the fuck out of here. That's basically what school is. Sit down, shut up, watch me write something on the whiteboard. And when I'm done, after a couple of weeks, I'm going to give you this test. Take this test so you can regurgitate what I put on the whiteboard and pass this test so it looks like you know what you're talking about and it looks like I taught you something, and get the fuck out of here. Like, don't ask me how to apply this shit. Just take this test, pass it, get the fuck out. That's all. That's what school is, man. I remember a few times, man, like, you know, like I've asked a couple teams. Matter of fact, you do this too, right? Well, you're gonna do it, but I've already done this, right? But basically, there's been times when I have asked teachers, hey, how can I apply this in real everyday life? What can I use this for? And they'll give you some gloss over answer like, oh, this is the foundation to something else, and you just need to just take it and just take it for that. It's the foundation of something else. Okay, what's that something else? Like, how can I use this for this? You just need to just take this test and stop being difficult. Stop being difficult and just take this. It's not that hard. Just take this test and just learn what I'm teaching you and just take it for that. Yeah. All right. So, um, so like I said, man, school is an implementation of education, and it's not a good one. You know, because the reason why it's not a good one is because, how can I put this? The funny thing about college in general, to me, is it's like everything around the university is evolving, except for the way we learn, right? Like we still learn in the same way that George Washington and Thomas Jefferson learned with books. Like you would think that, uh, like you would think that with them building all this, with them taking all this like student loan money and then all this money that they're getting from tuition to improve campus and do all these things around the campus, that they would at least evolve how we learn, right? Because everyone doesn't learn in the fucking same way, right? Some people are visual, some people are more oral, or like they learn through the auditory senses, or some people learn more by doing, or some people learn by various combinations of all the three, you know? And it's like you would think that they would have a way by now to categorize how people like learn so they could learn in a more effective or a more efficient manner. But no, they just say, here's the book, read that, copy this off the board, memorize this, take this test, get the fuck out of my class. That's how school is, man. And it's like, nah. So school is a tool, right? At the end of the day, just get it through your mind that when you finish school, you're gonna get a piece of paper that says you know something. Now, whether you know it or don't is a whole other thing, but just you're gonna get a piece of paper that says you know some shit, right? Your job is to figure out way before then what it is you like to do in life and how are you going to make a living off of what it is you like to do in life, you know, and how is what you are going to do in life going to contribute to society, right? And before you have to figure all this out before you even get to college, so that way when you do get to college, you know, you can say, okay, I'm taking this class, or you might not even need to go to college, right? But if you do have to go to college, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm majoring in this so I can get this piece of paper in this to help what I've already started to get to here, right? But if you go in there with a here's here's what going to school with like here's what going to school with no end in mind is like. It's like going to get help in a tutoring center on some homework or something, and you just brought a blank piece of paper, right? And you like, here, help me out. But you've shown that you don't even really want to help yourself out. So how can someone help you if you don't want to help yourself out? All right. Now I know this may have been a little long or whatever. I didn't mean to go on this long, but I think it was an important discussion to have, you know. So just get it through your head, man. School is a tool. It's not the solution. Right? Figure out what it is you want to do in life. Figure out how it's going to contribute to society. Make sure you like doing it. And then when school comes up, analyze and really question and figure out how school can be used as a tool to help you do what you've already thought about. So I hope you get this. All right?